The Offertory, movement 5 of the London Requiem, feels sadder, more empty than the other movements. It reflects a side of death that perhaps we prefer not to think about, the emptiness left behind in its wake.
The Offertory was actually one of the last movements that I wrote for the London Requiem, and by the time I reached it, I realised I'd actually used up all my gravestone quotes. So I went down to the southeast on a very grey, murky, depressing day and turned up at Bexley Heath Cemetery, and the first gravestone that I saw belonged to Damilola Taylor.
Hundreds of people gathered at a church in South London for the funeral of Damilola Taylor. The 10-year-old was murdered 2 months ago. He was stabbed on his way home from school.
Under brilliant blue skies, the small white coffin that has united so many in outrage and grief. Damilola Taylor's family and friends recall a 10-year-old full of energy and plans for the future.
Always with a smile, in evergreen memory of our beloved son and brother, Damilola Olufemi Taylor. His life was tragically cut short. I will travel far and wide to choose my destiny and remould the world. I know it is my destiny to defend the world, which I hope to achieve during my lifetime.
I know it is my destiny to defend the world, which I hope to achieve during my lifetime. A foot and light-hearted I take to the open road, healthy and free, the world before me, just a thought away.
Damilola Taylor was 10 years old when he was left to bleed to death in a stairwell on the North Peckham estate in 2000. His death triggered a huge wave of attention on youth gang culture.
I can't even count the number of young people I've buried in London as a result of violent death. It just makes me understand that for some of them it's become a norm. Some who've not yet come to the reality that it's so finite, that a person once stabbed, shot or killed, you know, it's over, there is nothing more. Some of them have not come to that reality, and as long as they've not yet come to that reality, they still think they can talk about it with some reckless abandon.
I got stabbed up, I had a helicopter come pick me up, like multiple stab wounds. I was in hospital like over Christmas, life support, like pumping my heart, keeping me alive. I didn't know if I was going to wake up. Like, I see a light and I was gone. Like, death is really like, it's a scary thing, man. Now since it's happened now, I'm just trying to get my money, I'm trying to do good for myself.
There was a sense of numbness and disbelief in the Broadwater Farm estate this morning.
The Offertory also references the gravestone of PC Keith Blakelock, killed in race-related riots on the Broadwater Farm estate in Tottenham in 1985. The inscription on Keith Blakelock's grave in East Finchley Cemetery is both simple and dignified. Never more than a thought away. Death, race and religion have long been intertwined in London. Some cultures require their own sections of burial grounds. There are several cemeteries in London like this, specifically for Jewish people, and there's currently a lobby in East London pushing for a cemetery for Muslims. But while some seek a small part of the city for burials which suit their customs, others feel the conventions of death shifting. Small shrines like this for the man mistakenly killed by police following the London bombings spring up anywhere in city streets. Ghost bikes commemorate cyclists killed on the road, and perhaps unsurprisingly, younger people are increasingly turning to social media to pay tribute to friends and relatives who have died.
One of the nicest things ever was someone who had a cardboard coffin, and they gave out wax crayons to everybody and asked them to come and write a message on the coffin. And that was wonderful. It took about half an hour of people queuing up, putting things like goodbye and good luck on it, but it meant that everyone had a personal moment of saying farewell, and that was fantastic.
With funeral music embracing everything from Mozart to the Manics, and gravestones taking on the shapes of hearts, teddies and even cars, what will future generations of Londoners learn about us when they look back on how we dealt with death?